Hello everyone, welcome to another video here on Motorcycling Endeavors. I am on Route 103 right now, leaving the town of Newcastle, Indiana on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, August 25th. Now while it's beautiful outside, I am sure in the homes of diehard Colts fans and front office personnel of the Indianapolis Colts, it's kind of a gloomy day for you, because yesterday Andrew Luck announced his retirement from the NFL, and that's a little bit of a gut blow, to be honest with you. I never call anything devastating, because devastating is what happens when a tornado rips through your home and community and supplants it. That's devastating. But a gut blow is probably the ideal verbiage here. So we're going to call it a gut blow. And I understand that there is some, how do you say, dislike for Andrew Luck. I certainly heard yesterday that the fans were booing him at the game. But I think that booing has more to do with the realization that the Colts went from what should have been an upper tier NFL team for years to come to potentially just being an average team for a good while. You know, that realization of being talked into a deep postseason run certainly dampened yesterday when he announced his retirement. To be honest, you do not replace a franchise quarterback that easy. Some teams get lucky, like the Colts got lucky when the Colts walked away from Peyton Manning and they drafted Andrew Luck. That doesn't happen very often. Or the case of Green Bay when they finally walked away from Brett Favre and they had Aaron Rodgers ready to go. That doesn't happen that often. If it did, the Buffalo Bills would have had a franchise quarterback after Jim Kelly. They haven't had one since Jim Kelly retired. That's just harsh reality. And in the NFL, let's be honest, you need good coaching, you need a good defense, and you need a franchise quarterback. That's the formula for long-term sustained success in the NFL. Sure, there are one-off cases, but the reality is having that trio is extremely important. And the Colts had that trio. Bringing Frank Reich in, it was a great move after Josh McDaniels left them high and dry. You had Andrew Luck, who was 29 years old, elite franchise quarterback in the NFL, could do it all. And the defense has definitely has certainly turned the corner, and they're expected to be good this year. So from a fan's perspective, going from a heightened expectations where, you know, there's talk of deep postseason runs, to essentially dropping and having the floor dropped from underneath you, to maybe potentially just being an average NFL team this year, it is kind of devastating. There's no doubt about it. There is no, like I said, there is no replacing an elite franchise quarterback, especially when they announce their retirement right before the season starts. You know, it's just something that doesn't happen. So anyway, so I understand the fans' grief here and why they're, you know, were upset and booing Andrew Luck. Like I said, I don't think they're booing Andrew Luck and, you know, him personally. But I think it's just that sharp realization that their step up into what should have been a perennial upper echelons team, they just took a step or two back. Now, from an organizational perspective, it's also a gut punch, because I'm sure Chris Ballard was building his whole team around Andrew Luck. And he has made a lot of very good personnel decisions. And the most important thing he did was address that offensive line, which, as Colts fans know, was god-awful. It was terrible. I mean, they could not block an old lady in a walker. That's how bad they were. I mean, they were just bad. But he's made a lot of good decisions. The center, Dennis Kelly, Ryan Kelly, his last name's Kelly. Very good pickup. Then they got Quentin Nelson last year, another good pickup. So Chris Ballard has done a lot of good things building up the Indianapolis Colts. And not only has the offensive lines got better, which makes the quarterback better and the skill position players better, the defense has also come along for a ride. So the Colts defense is looking very good, and they're going to be good this year. Certainly Andrew Luck doesn't play defense, but the defense is going to be good this year. Knock on wood, of course. You never know until they play the games. But the defense is going to be good. So now, if you're Chris Ballard in the front office, your plans to continuously improve the team, and especially the offense, they definitely need some help at the wide receiver position. Absolutely. And you can always add depth and make improvements. But, for the most part, his plans just basically went up in smoke. Because now he needs to find a franchise quarterback if Jacoby Brissett is not that guy. And that's highly possible. I mean, the jury's still out on Jacoby Brissett. He may be a good NFL quarterback, but that's unknown. And the reason why it's unknown, you can't take his first year with the Colts seriously, because it was still a different culture, still Chuck Pagano's team. He was basically at the snap running for his life because the offensive line, couldn't block an old lady in a walker. So, he could turn out to be a good quarterback. But is he a franchise quarterback? Who knows? But they're going to find out this year, because they have no choice but to go for Jacoby Brissett. And let's hope that he stays healthy throughout the year. So you figure that, the beating he took 2 years ago, maybe that, that beating has served him well, because now he'll play behind a much better, offensive line and a much better coach team, that it may actually be beneficial to him, and he may actually turn out to be good. Who knows? But like I said, you just don't replace Andrew Luck. So, and from Andrew Luck's perspective, you can't blame the guy. Let's be honest. He played the past 4 years. I mean, he has been injured, and injured hard. I mean, he has taken some serious beatings on the offensive line, on the field, behind that offensive line. And, and in life, you only have one meat suit, right? You only have one meat suit. And he's obviously had enough. And this recent round of injuries is he just didn't want to go through the process again and play with that uncertainty. And I don't blame him. I know it's easy to say, oh, you're not a Colts fan. No, look, there's a reality, man. I mean, it's just, your body is your body. You only get one. And football is devastating to the body. Just think of how many players that now who, struggle to walk, or they got limbs, or they're using a cane, and, or they can't lift their arms to a certain point. I mean, it's just, football is brutal. It's brutal. And I can't blame him for walking away. Just like I couldn't blame Barry Sanders for walking away. Couldn't blame Robert Smith for walking away when he did. It's just reality. So that's my thoughts on Andrew Luck's retirement. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a gut punch to the fans and the organization. Certainly because franchise quarterbacks just don't fall off the trees, and they now have to replace him. It's just hard. So anyway, that's the video for today. That's my thoughts on Andrew Luck's retirement. I wish Andrew Luck nothing but the best in his post-career football life. I'm pretty sure his agent has fielded a bunch of phone calls from sports networks because he is a smart, articulate guy. And yeah, him going on TV is not going to have any issues if that's what one thing he wants to choose to do. He is definitely a smart, articulate guy. And while he didn't play long in Indianapolis, you know, I'm sure at the end of the day, once the dust settles and the frustration and realization ends, I think that Colts fans will realize that, yeah, you know, Andrew Luck has did a lot of good things for the Colts on the field and gave them a lot of good memories. So anyway, that's the video, and I will talk to you guys later.